Want to make Bigfoot videos like this with me, Bigfoot? Stick around, mate. I'll show you how.
What is up, guys? Max here, and welcome back to another decently quick video. Today, we're going to learn how to make those Bigfoot-styled videos you're seeing all over social media, TikTok. It's become quite popular, and we're seeing tons of AI videos. And I'm going to give you kind of a crash course on how to make these. Note, I don't think that these are very hard to make. I think some of the videos that we're seeing online of people like popping up courses and stuff, making people pay to learn how to do this is kind of over complex. Sure, I'm sure there's some great like how-tos and that go deep dive and stuff, but for the most part, just jumping in, if you know which tools to use, this is actually, in my opinion, pretty straightforward. But it can be very tedious, and that's where the hours come in, where it does take like a long time to make stuff. And right before we get started, make sure you guys check out filmit.io. It is a resource for creatives made by creatives, aka me and a small team of developers. Not a long plug, it's plugins and whatnot. Just go check it out. It really helps me out. Thanks, guys. Let's get started. And as you're watching this, feel free to hop into our Discord, which is also linked down below, and you can talk to me directly and ask questions. I'm always here. Okay, so today we're only using two tools. We're using DeepMind, VO3, Try and Flow. We're not doing Gemini, we're doing Try and Flow, and we're using ChatGPT. Two tools. Are there other tools to use to optimize these videos? Sure, there is, but for social media purposes, I think it's a little overkill personally. So not to be a little gatekeepy here, there is a cost to this. Obviously, you need I'm using ChatGPT to help me. You don't technically need ChatGPT, but it does help a ton. And VO3, and it's not cheap. So VO is like $150 a month for the trial. I wouldn't call it. It's like 3 months, and then after that, it's like $250 a month. And then to buy more credits, it's a good bit. But if somebody's paying you to make these, then by all means get an account. As you can see here, I've made a bunch of stuff. I've made the ASMR videos. I've made animals doing stuff. I've went through, made sassy Latina Bigfoots, scary stuff, World of Warcraft themed stuff. There's a bunch of stuff that I've been messing with and just kind of experimenting, professional Bigfoot stuff. I've actually had people ask me to make these for them for stuff like a cop one for a recruitment video. There was all kinds of crazy stuff. And then like the real life looking backyard footage that I've posted on Facebook. And to give you like a quick example, this video right here, I 100% posted on my Facebook page, and people thought, I had people messaging, oh my gosh, Max Deer stole your thing, and it was the funniest thing. I just like let it ride just to see. So you see these popping up all the time. Another really funny example is in our HOA, somebody complains that there's like a cat walking through the neighborhood all the time for some weird reason. So I made this video, posted it on our Facebook page, that the cat is influencing the neighborhood pets, and teaching other pets how to gamble. So it's a bad one. And what we're after here is like the Bigfoot style videos.
Travelers and pirates, gather around. Here, Owen Fest Saturday's coming up.
This was a video that we're celebrating Owen Fest, which is a friend's birthday party in Ireland, which is pretty cool. But it's Bigfoot talking about his birthday. Like I said, it's not complex to make these in my opinion. And I'll go through like the use cases and like what I don't see working at all. Like it's just impossible at this point. And to note for things like this, you see, it's just tedious. It's just going through, understanding your prompts, and just making tons and tons of generations until you get like your exact result you're looking for. And the big question on everybody's plate is, will this replace like actual filmmaking? Honestly, no, it can't at this moment. One day, probably, but consistency is such a big part of this. Like I go through hundreds of generations to get Bigfoot to say and do what I need him to do, versus an actor who could just do it, or an animator who just animates Bigfoot. He just does exactly what I want him to do. And consistency is a huge problem with these tools. So if you're thinking that you're going to create like a product and make AI videos about your product, here's an example of a workout product that is not the product. This looks nothing. This is sort of similar, but it's not the product at all. So consistency is a big problem with these tools. if you're going to make a Bigfoot character, who cares what Bigfoot looks like? It works great. But if you're going to actually promote products or actually start generating these things, or like having, characters that you recognize over and over again, it's still coming along to get to that point where we have consistency in the generation. For a quick example, Bigfoot looks different in every single video. Like, he is slightly different. It's not enough for the human eye to really care that much because, let's just be honest, it's Bigfoot. Like, one time it looked like this, that does not look like our character. And then sometimes he looks, like this, like he's a little thinner. Right here he's a little thicker, or we get one that we really like, but we can't always replicate that consistency, although our prompt is the same every time. All right, I've talked enough. Let's seriously get started. Okay, so within ChatGPT, I'm going to make it simple. We're just going to talk through this, and ChatGPT doesn't know what this is. It knows what VO is. It knows like pretty much how to prompt this, or I've just gotten really lucky. So let's just do it. And I like just to talk to ChatGPT because it makes it easy. Today we're going to do a new Bigfoot series. I need you to describe a Australian-styled Bigfoot, be hyper-realistic and hyper-detailed with his mannerisms, give him a funny, overbearing personality, not toned down, but almost hyper-Australian. Can you describe me a Bigfoot character for video generations in VO3 to make him funny and use as a solid prompt every single time? I just kind of riff it. It's not that hard, It's going through and kind of like listing it out. There he goes. He's loud. Bada, bada, bada. That's what I want. I just want this paragraph. Great. And then let's go to notes. What I do is I just pull up a notepad. You can do this on your Mac, pull up notes or whatever, and I just paste in the description. And I keep it here forever. So now next is to prompt our scenes, like what we're going to talk about, what we're going to do, and always let ChatGPT know that these are 8-second scenes. So the dialogue needs to be like short and concise. So let's start creating some scenes. This is Bigfoot describing just living out in the wilderness with a vlog-styled video. Remember that these videos are 8 seconds long, so each scene, his dialogue needs to be short that fits within an 8-second window. So let's make a series of scenes. Let's do 5 that describes this Bigfoot, his, what he's doing out in the outback. Just make it up. It can be kind of funny, quirky, like, just almost nonchalant and straight to the point where he's just like, yep, I'm out here in the outback, living life. Scenes like that of him just showing us how to survive, vlog style. As you can see here, I'm just kind of like, I'm making it up as I go. Most of this is just like, made up, and I'll see Big Baz to camera, woke up, and these aren't doing what we need them to do. So let's reorganize these. And this is what a kind of a tip. I could have said this earlier, but it doesn't matter. Let's rewrite those scenes. Let's make sure instead of Big Baz, it just says Bigfoot. So VO3 knows. And we also need to say Big Baz or Bigfoot says, dialogue, woke up to a dingo trying. And then let's do a scene description as well. His location. We need a little like, exterior Australian outback. Describe the scene as well in each of these, and then describe his action to camera. The benefits of having a microphone attached to this is pretty nice. So scene 1 looks good. Let's just give it a shot. And what I'm going to do is just kind of parse these on the screen. We're going to do the first generation. Let's go back to flow. Let's do a new project. Excuse my sassy Latina Bigfoot. I did it for my wife. She's Puerto Rican, and it was funny. I didn't post them though. I'm not going to post that stuff. I'm never going to post that kind of stuff. And then I even throw the emojis in, like who cares? And then just let's put this whole thing in. Remember the description of Bigfoot stays every time. We need it to be consistent to some degree. The first generation, I always do like, 2 VO3 fast, and I'm being conservative because we only have so many credits. I have 6,380 left of 12,000, and I'm willing to buy more if I need to because I do actually do some of this generation for work. If you follow our website, filmit.io, where we do products, I also run a production company called filmit.xyz. that we make tons and tons of videos. And we're starting to get into the AI generation stuff, but it's mostly for comic relief type stuff. It is really hard to AI a corporate interview, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to speed this up and let these generate, and we'll see what they look like.
Woke up to a dingo trying to nick me flip-flops again. Classic Tuesday, mate.
So for my generations, I think these are pretty great. Let's watch this.
Woke up to a dingo trying to nick me flip-flops again. Classic Tuesday, mate. Woke up to a dingo trying to nick me flip-flops again.
Yeah, I'm down with this. It looks pretty good. Let's see this one.
Woke up to a dingo trying to nick me flip-flops again. Classic Tuesday, mate. Woke up to a dingo.
So if you see a series of Australian Bigfoots online, it was me. So now with VO, which is kind of cool, you can do a lot of scenes really fast. So let's do 2. Grab this one. And remember, we're keeping the description of Bigfoot. Now, I have noticed that VO has gotten a little better at these. It's a little easier now, or I've just done this so much that I know exactly what I need to type in, or have ChatGPT spit out. The only thing that is really going to strike the difference here is it sounds easy to generate this stuff, and people think, oh, if I just do this, I'm going to save a ton of money by generating this, but your money, your dollar is just going to go towards generation. It's going to go to servers. It's going to go to Google tools like this that are going to suck the dollar out of you instead of paying a filmmaker or a team to make these. Now, if you're making Bigfoot videos, obviously this is a big saver, because hiring a CGI artist and a huge team to make these would be incredibly expensive. But for most things, in my opinion, it's still better to do it the old-fashioned way. I haven't done anything serious, the best way to put it. I will zoom in on this when all of these render, and we will quickly watch them and just kind of leave your opinions in the comments. Let me know if this looks good. And then I'll show you how to build a quick little video out of it. Okay, so these are rendered. Let's just zoom in and just knock these out so you can see really quick. I did preview as I was waiting, and these are actually pretty good.
No dunny out here. Just aim downhill and hope y'all don't cop splashback. No dunny out here. Just aim downhill and hope y'all don't cop splashback. Kookaburra eggs and mystery meat. Breakfast at Champions, mate. Nature's shower, mate. Bit cold, but the Mozzies hate minty pits. Oh! Always keep a snack in your sock. You never know when hunger or a drop bear strikes.
And yeah, these are pretty funny.
Always keep us.
And we've seen a ton of them online now, but I mean, it's
nature's shower, mate.
The realism is getting pretty funny. But depending on your original description of your Bigfoot, it can change. Now, what do we do with these to actually get them edited? So there is Scene Builder in VO3. I'm honestly not a huge fan. So apparently in our thing, it added a thing. We'll just add this to the scene, and then it wants to open it up every time, which is kind of annoying. Add this to the scene. Let's this one was this one good?
Kookaburra eggs and mystery meat.
I like the camera movement there, and then this one looked cute. And then add to scene. Let's do this last one right here. All right, Scene Builder. Then we can watch this whole thing.
Woke up to a dingo trying to nick me flip-flops again. Classic Tuesday, mate. No dunny out here. Just aim downhill.
Now, personally, you can build from Scene Builder here and continue on, and it kind of figures it out. And you can extend the clips from here. I can grab this, and you can extend a clip, if you need a little more time, and you can generate a new video, but you still need to put in your prompt. Personally, I don't do it that way. I go through and I just download all these clips. So I'll just, take a break. I'll grab, you can do your original size if you don't care. It's an instant download, which is nice, and just pops up,
Woke up to a dingo trying to nick me flip-flops again.
But if you're not in that big of a rush, You can upscale these to 1080p. It doesn't cost a thing. I like the rainy one. That was pretty cool. And yeah, you can only do 3 at a time. So it takes a few minutes to upscale these, but it's a lot better for social media output. And personally, for the vertical videos, I haven't really strictly tried to make them vertical. It's basically you need to tell VO to turn everything sideways. I just kind of crop in on the social media stuff. Actually, now why these are downloading, we'll do a little tidbit here. We'll do something new, and I'll surprise you with it. Can you write me some quick VO3 generations of Ring-styled backyard camera footage of squirrels stealing stuff from the backyard? Give me like 3 different prompts that I can just test out. It has to be pretty straightforward. Squirrels stealing a grill, or a bunch of squirrels stealing stuff. You know, just figure out what in the backyard they could steal that it looks real, but it's almost like confusing why these squirrels so smart. Okay, these are finishing. Let's go ahead and download these. Downloaded all 3 of these. Let's go to Flow, do new project. Let's just drop this prompt into here and see what it outputs. If it looks good, we'll drop these other prompts in here. Great, let's take a look. Let's see what these look like. You know, I know some people that would 100% like believe this on Facebook. You put a filter in Premiere Pro and you're good to go. So real quick, let's just throw in these other generations because why not? It's gonna look funny. Remember, we can do 5 at a time, so let's just do these 3 for context. And now that these are downloaded, let's show you what I would typically do. I don't typically use Scene Builder. You totally can, but I'm assuming if you're this far in, you have some kind of editing software for videos. So I have some presets in Premiere Pro. If you don't know, Premiere Pro is just editing software for videos. It's pretty great. You'll see it a lot on my channel. Bigfoot test, big test. Personally, shameless plug here, but I'm going to be using one of my packs, the social overlay. I'll just drag these into Premiere. If you want a link to this, there's a link in the description. Pretty helpful overlay packs that, let me see the videos and understand what they look like on TikTok. So we'll grab these Bigfoot videos, not all of them, but we'll drag them all in. Here it is. So what we want to do is just highlight these, right click, fill frame. Let's use effect controls to move it over. Let's right click. Actually, let's bring in the Instagram overlay or TikTok, because TikTok is really popular with these videos. Right click this and then do fit to frame. It shows kind of like what it would look like.
Woke up to a dingo trying to nick me.
So if you need to like crop this video or move it around, it's pretty easy just to use this overlay.
Flip-flops again.
Like. Instagram just updated theirs, with the new like reshare button. So by the time you're watching this video, this pack has been updated with that new design.
Mate, woke up to a dingo trying to nick me flip. Just ain't.
And these are just, I use these just
downhill and hope y'all don't cop splashback.
It's just, the overlays are helpful for just cropping.
Nature's shower, mate. Bit cold, but the Mozzies hate minty pits.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. And then I'm sure that our squirrel videos are generated by now. For whatever reason, it didn't do 2 on this one, so whatever. Let's download all of these, 1080p, and I will jump until it's done. Great, they're all ready. Let's just download them real cool. Whoa, it's jumping everywhere. Download, download. Let's just grab them, yoink them in the Premiere so we can see what they look like on screen. I feel like for these videos, I wouldn't need to Reframe just to get more of a home vibes. I would even say I would go a little further and within Premiere, just doing like an adjustment layer. I want to do two different things. So for this one, effects, there's a plugin I use called Film Convert. This is not sponsored, but I just like the color it does on
Classic tune.
It's just like a little bit of a color change. It's basically a LUT. But you can also turn this off and just enable film grain.
Tuesday, mate.
So the film grain's nice. And for the squirrels, I would do like mosaic and do like 50, 50. Let's keep going. 200, 200, 400, 400. Let's do 500. We're trying to like not make it perfect. See how it like kind of digitizes it a little bit, almost degrades the footage, which hides the fact that it's AI. We don't want it to be perfect. See, it's like it's too sharp. But you could probably jack this up to like 750, honestly. It wouldn't matter that much. Yeah, but it's still like kind of like it does a little bit of something where it like gets rid of that too sharp. The AI stuff is getting super like clear. I want to degrade it a little bit to give it a little more realism because Ring cameras don't look that sharp. They look fake. Yeah, I could see that getting a lot of views online because it's just squirrels doing mind-numbingly nothing. And that's it. That is, I mean, I don't want to sit here and waste time in this video. It's already been kind of long. And there is more tools. There is other ways to do this to make it a little slicker. But my methodology is always like, be fast as possible. You know, I want to do a lot of generations and figure out what the things are. Like here's like another example of the fruit stuff. I've seen a bunch of the ASMR fruit stuff. So quickly just like jack these things through here until it look good. I've had a few issues with Bigfoot looking like super cartoony for different reasons. You know, this was trying to get a realistic Bigfoot in like a World of Warcraft.
Screw the grind. I'm BUYIN.
Buying gold.
Screw the grind. I'm buying.
It still looked fine. It was funny, but then I tried to get it to go back to realistic.
I'm gonna be a hunter so I can tame gorillas. Wait.
But it ended up being like CGI looking Bigfoot, which is fine. And I actually started from scratch at one point. And it still wanted to look like a gaming Bigfoot. It still wanted to look like a gaming Bigfoot right here, which was kind of crazy. And then here's like some horror things we made that were pretty good. I do like the horror ones because I'm just a horror fan. We did a whole series of these. I don't know why it's not on the same thread anymore. I think it was. Yeah, and here's a bunch of the horror stuff that we made. You know, woman brushing her teeth, but she doesn't know how to brush her teeth. You know,
Please stop following me.
All these things.
I know you're here.
It was fun. But hopefully this gave you some insight on how these are made. Like I said, it's not the most complex thing in the world, but there's just a lot of tediousness, a lot of timing. You know, if you're going to make a 3-minute video, it takes a lot of time to go through the prompting, making sure you're getting good generations and trying things out. And you can take this pretty far. I mean, it'll straight up make, you know, heroes and big picture movie stuff, you know, Star Wars, Marvel, it'll do it. So I've seen a lot of those. But yeah, feel free to comment down below. I mean, I know a lot about this stuff. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to spend a bajillion hours on here going through every detail in this particular video. But if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I'm an open book with this stuff, and I would love to show you how to make stuff. And right before we finish up, I'll plug it one more time. Feel free to check out filmit.io. It is a resource for creatives made by creatives, aka me and a small team of developers. We're making some pretty cool tools for After Effects, and we're using the support from those tools to build some pretty intense stuff that takes way more time in the development cycle. Full-on extensions, controllers for Premiere, After Effects, DaVinci, Final Cut, you name it. The plugins will work for everything across the board. So the more we get Filmit to be supported, the more we can make these really cool tools. And I'm pretty excited about it. But I'm the driving force behind what is getting created, because I use these tools every single day, and I want to make sure that these tools are useful and can actually be used in a workflow, because I'm all about time efficiency. I want to work faster and make more content. That is my whole methodology. As always, guys, I'm Max. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you for being a part of the channel. If you are new to the channel and want to see more videos like this, feel free to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below for the algorithm. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.